This is one of the most beautiful parts of my life, where life was becoming easier for me. Day by day, all I could think about was my happiness and my life after marriage. She was my childhood love, sweet, charming and of average height, her temple that was deeper than Nietzsche's philosophy. Her eyes were brighter than any star on the Milky Way galaxy. What else I wanted in my life? I was a complete man. Yes, it's true that I was in the struggling phase of my life and she was earning more than me. But that didn't matter for both of us. She loved me from the core of her heart. This thought was enough for me to keep myself in my euphoria. I wasn't ready to demolish my comfort zone which I had created with all my emotional investment among my fellows. I was the one who got the most beautiful girl. My fellows were quite jealous of me. And I used to tell them the secret of love. I told them how they can pursue true loves in their life. They emphasized on the fact that all a man should have is money because it matters the most. But I always used to prove them wrong by telling them that the only currency one needs for a true love is emotions. I thought they are the cool creators of this plastic world who have no compassion, no love and no emotions at all. Life is nothing for them but money, machine minds with machine hearts and machine souls. Such a miserable mark on the face of humanity. I remember everything we did. When we were young, we used to play hide and seek. One day we were playing hide and seek and she went to hide in a haunted house next to our home. I searched for her in the whole house but I couldn't see her. And then I thought crossed my mind that she could be there. I went there and searched for her in the whole house. I found her sobbing in one corner. When I touched her shoulder, she almost screamed. But when I looked at her, she hugged me so tired for the first time. She was crying in my arms and her heart was beating so fast. That was one of the most precious moments I had with her. Indeed, she was the most precious thing in my life. I could do anything for her. Love is always like this. The more you get into, the more it will absorb you. Her one smile was enough to make my day and Lord knows how many days of my life were made beautiful by the blessing of her charming smile. She used to look so beautiful whenever she wore yellow. I told her once that you are my sun and I'm the sunflower. My head is always turned towards you. She smiled and I could see the blush on her baby's cheeks. This passed like rabbits and we were now out of our teenage. Everyone knew about us and everyone was jealous of us. No one can have a love story like us. I used to brag about us in our friend circle. Life was like a rainbow sky for us, full of all colors. Our parents also knew that we love each other. So after completing our degrees, they planned our marriage. She completed her internship and started working at the same place our parents were planning our marriage. So I was quite excited about it. One day I went to her home and her mom told me that she didn't come back from her job. I was shocked to know that I was thinking in my mind that what's more important for her than our marriage. But then I realized that how dedicated she is for her work. So I went there. I searched for her in the office. She was not there. I asked from her colleagues and they said she left a while ago. I tried calling her again and again, but she didn't pick up after that. I tried calling her boss but he didn't pick up my call either. I knew that she and her boss are good friends and they occasionally hang out together. I decided to visit her boss's place because she could be there. When I parked my car there, I noticed that his bedroom's light was on. I was going to ring the bell, but the door was already open. I entered inside and I saw her phone laying on the sofa. I turned on the screen and saw my 70 missed calls. I noticed another thing too. I was not on her wallpaper anymore. This was not a big deal for me. Maybe she's tired of our PDA and wanted to be professional. I didn't make mounted out of a hole. Now, it was confirmed that she was there in that house. I started sneaking around when I searched all the ground floor and I couldn't see her. It was confirmed that she must be there on upstairs. I went upstairs. I could hear her laughers. She and her boss were talking. I stepped near to their bedroom. My heartbeat was raised to the point where I could hear it. I heard he giggles and laughter. My mind was not able to understand the whole situation. I wasn't ready to accept that, but this whole situation is going. I don't know, I was not able to hear their exact words, but I could hear the echo after a few moments. I heard her moan. I couldn't resist it. And I opened the door abruptly. What I saw that minute. It can't come out of my mind ever. I saw her all up on his boss's body. They both were naked and it seems like they had great sex because she seemed quite tired. She was drunk too for a minute. She couldn't recognize me because her mind wasn't really ready to come out of that euphoria. But when she finally realized that his fiancée is standing before her, she couldn't resist the shock. She screamed, "Martin!" No, but this was too late for everything. I was zoned out. I ran back to my car and she kept screaming and crying. "Martin! No, he dragged me into all this. I'm not the one to be blamed for this. I'm not the one to be blamed for this. Martin! We were never close to each other sexually. You never pleased me in that manner. You can't throw all the garbage on me like this. I can't be the bad guy in that story. I didn't cheat on you." I could hear her screaming and crying from the stairs. I looked back, but now I had nothing to lose in my life. So I kept going like a warrior who just lost his battle. I wanted to die. I locked my car and sat inside it. I didn't know where to drive. I looked for cigarettes in the dashboard and I found a pack. I removed this wrapper, took one out of the disc cigarettes, let it put the burner in my car and they just started smoking it. You lost your fucking bat and margin. I was regretting my fate. And in a meanwhile, she came out from her boss's house and ran towards my car. I saw her coming and I started worse my car in order to get away from her. But a voice inside me asked to stop. So I stopped my car. I unlocked the door for her and she sat in my car next to me. She was continuously sobbing. Her face was covered with tears. She knew what exactly she did. I didn't say a word. Then after a while she said, "Martin." I looked at her and then she continued, "Martin. I know I can't justify my mistake in any way. Now I should be given. You can punish me in any way you want. You can treat me as your slave or you can do the same to me. I know I don't deserve a loyal man like you. You deserve a much more better person than me. After these years of waiting, I gave you nothing but disappointment. Now tomorrow is our wedding and you caught me right-handed on the bed of that filthy man. I really don't know what to do or what to tell you in a position like this because I have nothing in my hands." Now I replied, "The wounds you inflicted my soul would never be healed. Even if you'll keep putting the balm of love in it for your whole life. My soul is shattered and right now, I don't know who I am. Our marriage will take place in a normal way and no one will get to know what you did. This will remain between us and no one will discuss this topic ever again. It's been 10 years after marriage and I couldn't love her in the way I used to do that. One incident is still struck in my mind. My children will never know why I act so cold, but their mom will always keep